My guest today is multi-talented. Now, for the first time, we heard him on Celeb's African Queen. He went on to release his single and also has featured on a lot of projects. Ladies and gentlemen, here to talk more about his collaboration with DJ Reese, Frank Rowe, XAIN. Pew, 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 pew. How you doing?
I'm alright. How you doing?
I'm good. XAIN. I didn't know that there was a whole rebrand. The dreads are gone. What is going on?
Hey, there's a lot going on.
Yeah?
And I can't wait for you guys to just experience the XAIN, the new XAIN.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've got a lot planned for you guys. You see.
Okay. You know, when people, I talk to people who've got dreads before, and they always say that there's this sentimental attachment to cutting your dreads. Was it easy for you? Like, you're just like, hairstyle change.
No, it wasn't easy.
Yeah?
Yeah, I loved my hair so much. Like, I kept it for so long also. So I got attached so much that even when I removed it, my fans once they said, why did you remove your hair? You know, even the fans got attached to my hair.
To the hair.
It was like that.
Why did you cut it?
I wanted something new, you know?
Yeah.
I wanted something new, and the color I chose also, I just saw a lot of people just using the same color, and then I went like, hey, this is no longer the same thing, you know, as the drip god.
Oh, you remember the name?
Yeah, I'll never forget that. Hey, I'm the endorsed drip god. I'm the real drip god.
I was even about to talk about your sense of style. Even if somebody doesn't know you and they see you walking, they would know that you do something artistic. I was looking at your profile a few minutes ago and I've seen those really cool pants. So I'm like, I'm going to ask XAIN, but you know what? You always put an effort in how you look, and it's such a good thing, especially towards the start of your career. I can only imagine how it's going to look like years from now. How are your Bemba lessons coming along?
I'm a G.
No, I want you to speak. I want you to speak Bemba for a little bit. Okay. Let's hear it.
Alright. Then this one,
lessons. That's all you've said? That's all you've learned?
No, I can actually speak like fluently. Yeah.
Really?
That 66 open. Even in the music, like.
Do you know now what you've done? Like, so when people, especially like cover about artists, we like doing this thing where we say one word twice.
Okay.
Like the way you said that, laka, chase. Like, it's a cover about thing. Like, that's all you're catching on to.
Yeah.
Like, opondi. But you know what?
Good vibes.
Yeah?
Good vibes.
Let's talk about the music. I'm so excited for what you're about to create, but before we talk about future plans, I want to go back in time. So a lot of the people hear your voice without really seeing XAIN for the first time on African Queen, right?
Yeah.
And Slap gets on his socials and talks about how Mouse came along, had brought you to the studio, and he heard you sing, and he was just like, this is the guy. And obviously, fast forward, you get signed to the record label, and, you know, the rest is history. So how's it going?
It's going great. It's going great. Just that I've been off because we're working on the rebrands and all.
Yeah.
And also just more music. I just want to be on the position where when I start releasing my stuff, I'm not that I'm not panicked about my next job. I'm not panicked about what I'm gonna wear, how I'm gonna look, who's gonna, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's just been that from that period. Trust me, it's just been that. If you can tell if you remember the last interview we had.
Yeah, no, I remember. Like, this is quite a full circle moment.
Yeah, even the
XAIN's
interaction,
first
you know what I mean?
TV interview was with me. So right now I'm just like, yeah, very proud, very proud.
Special. I feel special right now.
Yeah.
I feel so special. First interview by Power TV, endorsed Drip God, you know what I mean?
Period.
Yeah. So it's just been that, just like me working on myself, how to just portray myself as a better artist out there.
Yeah.
And I just got a lot of personal stuff just going on that I'm dealing with, but I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay. So your social media, especially your Instagram, right? Even your name from before you edited it was like XYZ. You know, which I thought was pretty genius. Like, it was very smart. And you went ahead and edited that. And I was like, XAIN, are you still with XYZ?
Yeah.
You're still there?
Yeah.
Why did you change your name?
As I said, just
it's the rebrand. So
thing,
the label had said no, let's change
Yeah.
even this. Let it just be Zayn.
So I was Zayn Marley before the label found me.
Yes.
Yeah, and then when they found me, they wanted to cue the Marley, but I was like, that's my name from day one.
Yeah.
So, and then also just me being excited and about me getting signed under XYZ just gave me the thing where I just wanted to be like, I was all over, and I mean, XY boy Zayn, this, what. I was so excited, you know, because I've looked up to XYZ from a very young age. And now being a part of it just makes me feel like the XY boy Zayn, you know, Prince of XY.
Come on. So let's talk about some of the drops that you've done. So last year, 2024, you dropped your own official single, right? Also under the record label. And from there on, I understand record labels have got timing and how the drops happen because there's several other artists under the label. But at the time, there was not much consistency on your solo projects, but you had done several other projects, like people featured you here, you had a project with Miles came along, and there was that. What was the game plan with having you do a lot of features than your own drops?
So it was like to get the name just like out there and respected also.
Yeah.
Or just like, because by then I also didn't think I was that ready to just like, you know, release my own music. Because the type of music I do is like, most people think it's not the type of music I should be putting out at this specific time, or you know what I mean. So I put it in a sense where I was just like, you know, giving out music to experiment. Like I give this song to this person, give that song to this person, to just like figure out what's gonna work and just like to get more people engaged on my sound. You know what I mean? So that by the time I'm dropping my own thing, people don't be like, hey, we're new to this, and people don't like things that they don't understand. You know, they hate what they don't understand, and I just wanted to build a proper foundation, and I don't know, it was an experimental, you know, work on the features.
Okay.
But right now, I'm ready to drop my own music.
Okay, so now you're ripe. Now you know what the people want.
Now,
Okay. So also speaking about features, an interesting feature that you have, and for me, I was like, oh, okay, I want to know how this happened. You're on one Celeb's album.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the Zambia Kuchalo album. Talk to me about how that happened.
Mikael put me on that one.
Okay.
So like there was a period of time when I was like, you know, what people don't know is that XYZ and like Olijaba used to be, even Galaya, we used to be like in the same area.
Yeah,
you know,
like about walking distance.
Walking distance. So I'm open. Like I work with anybody else. Like I'm not actually limited to who I work with.
Yeah.
I keep, you know, working and working. So met Mikael. Mikael is a very talented producer also, and very talented artist too.
Yeah.
So he and I just clicked. Our friendship was, you know, it was genuine. It was all that, you know. So we were recording music. I did about like 3 songs with him. Yonse, Shilefwaya, the 2 songs that, you know, were put on the album.
On the album, yeah.
Yeah, I did those. 2 of those songs I did with him. There was another one that he just recently put out also, which is called Running. So he played it for Celeb when Celeb put up to Lusaka. There's a period of time where he was like, that same time when he was working on his album.
Yeah.
So he played it for him, and I don't know, he vibed. He's like, I need this guy on my album.
Yeah?
Yeah, so day one, Mikael gave him my number and he called me up. He was like, yo, we need to work. And I was excited. I'm like, hey, super, it's calling me, hitting me up directly and saying on the work, like, hey, let's do it. But despite all that, you know, whatever goes on, what people talk about, I'm really free to just like work with people, you know what I mean? I have my own direction. It's like this side, and there's specific artists that I want to work with personally. And they're just artists that I vibe with also. Like, I'd be like, yo, I'm funny, and I just want to work with this guy, you know? Yeah, so it was basically Mikael who just put me on the song.
Okay.
Who played it for him, sorry, yeah.
How did the conversation go, like, at the label?
When they found out.
So at what point did they find, like, did you have to go at, oh, Super called me and he wants me to be on the song, or like, did they just see the song and it's already on the album? They're like, sing!
Actually, they saw the song. They saw the track list. And I don't know, like, I want to be in a position where I just, like, you know, work with whoever I want to work with, because by the end of the day, I'm building my own career. And it's really, really a drag when you know you can, like, you know, create good chemistry with somebody, and then you cannot take that step. It's really a drag. Like, you be thinking about a project that you guys could just like work on and then put out, people vibe and they're like, this is it. But there are certain issues or certain stuffs that hinder that too. It's really a drag. I don't cap. It's
Okay.
really a
So
drag.
when they found out, like they see the track list, so what happens? Like, track list by when or was it a situation where they had to go? Like, I just want to know, like, paint a picture.
Okay. My manager called me up. He was the one that called me. And he was like, yo, what's up? Like, why? I see us on this album. And I'm like, yeah, we own it.
Surprise,
like,
surprise.
surprise, we own it. I'm like, you sure about this? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure about this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm on it. And what made me just like go through with all of it was just like the vibe, the energy we just shared. We clicked like very well, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, we really clicked, and he just told me to say, yo, looking at how we've clicked right now and how this guy just like came up with this verse, because we wasn't in the same room when I was recording. So how he just like came up with his own verse, and I'm like, what? This is fine. It's like this guy just like, he was recording as if he was in, you know what I mean, that session when I was just like working on it. Plus,
Yeah.
Don't Say is like a very deep song, because like even the period I was writing, I was really going through a lot, like a lot, most of stuff that I can't even put out on media, but like it's that song where it was so attached to me, and I think Super was also going through something like that and just like related, he caught on, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what just like brought about the whole good chemistry. And honestly, I put out good music no matter what. I take the risks. My job is to put out music and just like, you know what I mean? So for where I see a good song, I'm gonna put it out. That's
Yeah.
just me. Yeah. At this point, also where I'm at, I just want to put out enough music, because like I've starved my fans enough, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So where would you say you're at as a brand, and also as a brand, as an artist within the creative space?
Right now, I'd say I'm ready. That's one thing I'm gonna say. But right now, I'm like I'm still you know, handling my own personal stuff, just a few stuff there and there. Just like taking care of my mental state also, you know what I mean, my emotional state also. I'd say I'm good. I'm all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you making money as an artist right now? And I'll tell you why I asked that. I want you to give me your response, and I'll tell you why.
Okay. From there and there, yeah, I am making money, but I wouldn't specifically say making money. You know what I mean? But I am making enough to just like sustain me, and as I push forward my brand and everything, I'm sure I'll be on a better stage.
Yeah,
But
because
why did you ask me that?
no, it's also no, I'm getting there. So I watched an interview of a younger artist, somebody who's also young in the industry, coming up, and they had been on some of the biggest projects, and they said that one of the most frustrating things is working on projects that are big, or people are singing along to your lyrics and they sing along to your songs and they know who you are, pop a picture, but there's really nothing much coming in, and it's very frustrating. Also, it gets you in a terrible mental state. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to know if, as an upcoming artist, there's also ways in which you're moving that you are, you know, sort of starting to generate an income from what you love to do.
Yeah. So right now I'm just like where I'm really actually getting my stuff is just like on the music side, just like the streaming, the royalties. As I said, like I've been working on my brand, so
Yeah.
I haven't really actually like, you know, put myself out that much to a level where I'm like, you know, making enough for myself. But
Yeah.
that is a drag too, you know what I mean? When you just like see people vibing to your songs, and you know, it is a drag. But like by the end of the day, you need to understand when you're not ready, you're not ready, you know.
Yeah.
But when you are, also you are. But in most cases, the most people who just don't want to see the young ones just like, you know, do their own thing and just like be there and just like make their own money. Because I can understand for most people, they had to have it at the other age, you know what I mean? So seeing somebody younger and just like getting it, I would feel a certain type of way. I understand that. So I just train myself to be patient, mentally steady, you know, emotionally steady, and just not let anything just like get in my way. because by the end of the day, I just want to do my thing, as I said. And
Yeah.
whenever that day is gonna be, whichever that day, whenever it's gonna be, I'm gonna be grateful because of the work I put in. Every pain that I'm experiencing right now is just gonna teach. It's just teaching me to, you know, when I get to that point, I'm gonna appreciate it more than, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna be more responsible with it, because by the end of the day, having it all so is like, you know,
Yeah.
it's like a drag in a sense where you just, I don't know. It's most people just lose themselves, but I won't.
I saw
I'm not
somebody
that.
that said, you know how we say that, oh, patience pays, or like be patient with the process. Yeah, manage like the period, like the waiting period is where you can almost funda. But
Yeah, no,
like,
definitely.
yeah, because it's like a lot. So now speaking
Yeah.
about patience, right? Also, I think I touched on this a little bit. Record labels have got structures and who they push out at whatever time. So, I've been to X a lot of times and I have a great relationship with everybody there.
Yeah.
And somehow I understand how the system works. So recently I had seen a video that it could have either been Terry herself who had posted it on Facebook, or Slap had posted it to Facebook. And a couple of the comments were saying, oh no, you're pushing her a little bit more, seeing as she had dropped the project, da 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 da. How do you take things like that when you're told, XAIN, it's not your time, you have to wait? Because I see you're also very supportive.
Yeah.
Not just artists on the label, but also there's artists outside the label that are industry mates. Like I see you share links, you're posting their stuff. So in the waiting and in the patience, like how do you take that? How have you been dealing with the process?
I won't lie. We have a pretty good like working chemistry with everybody. So before we make an act or before we execute a plan, we always like, you know, inform each other. We have times where we do meetings, you know what I mean, where I'll say, okay, this is what's gonna be, this is what's gonna be, how it's gonna move. So when you're told to be, you know, like this is what's gonna happen, it's now on your personal side, on your own, like, okay, are you gonna be patient enough or strong enough to, you know, go through it? When I see that, I just take it as my fans getting impatient of my, you know, to hear me out and what I gotta put out. But so there's like a structure of how we put out music also. It's like this Terry drops, I drop, Alicia drops, or it's Alicia, Terry, or it's me. As I said, on my end, it's really been hard to figure out what type of sound to put out, because like, as I said, like there was I don't know, there's a whole process that's just like, that's why it's been, you know, so it's been delayed. But by the end of the day, I just look at that and just be like, it's alright. My time is gonna come, as I said, my time is gonna come.
I love that spirit. I think I really do love it. So speaking about features as well, right? And you're talking about sound and figuring out what to put out. I understand that putting out a song on your own as a standalone artist, Wachaya Huku, Washtama Verse, is a little different from doing features.
Yeah.
With hooks and features, you're great. Because even when you did Kulima, I remember that a lot of people singled you out. And it was everybody on the label at the time. And they singled you out and they felt like, oh, like this boy, what? So, and I remember like even people within the industry were like, who's this boy? I remember like Roberto did a whole thing, like a whole post, and like it was just like, who's this boy? Because you stood out then. So imagine a situation where if but also like you have a spirit where you understand to say, oh no, my label says I need to figure it out. I'm gonna be patient with the process and not feel like people and I'm gonna put that out. So let's also talk about where you are now. You currently do have you feature on DJ Riz's song with Frank Rowe. It's such a vibe. You guys had a whole launch at the big launch at Granddaddy's. How did that go?
That was on fire.
Yeah?
On fire. The crowd was crazy. People were excited, and I just loved how they received the song. For real, like, ish. That's a different whole sound from me as well. You know what I mean? It's a different whole sound, and that was XYZ Entertainment, Oli Jabba. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like BIG just brings out this certain kind of union. You know what I mean? Like, just like a new faces, new type of sound. Just like, you know what I mean? Young, fresh. It just like brings out that. You know?
So how did it happen? Did Riz call out and say, XAIN, and also what was your reaction when you listened to the kind of sound she wanted you to be on?
You know, I've been like a fan of Riz like way back. You know, DJing, artsy, I have playing, you know, most shows, most places, and like And she hit me up. I was excited. I was like, yo, what's up? I'm like, what? It's like, yo, Zayn, what's good? I know this is the first time you and I talking and whatnot, but I would really like us to work on a project. And I was like, hey, I'm down. When should I pull up? When should I be at the studio? So just right after she called me, it took like 2 days. We were just like waiting for the weekend.
Yeah.
Then we hit C-Max's studio. That's where we created the song. So I found Franco that side, and I created the song like halfway, and I was like, nah, Franco, you gotta jump on this shit.
So you decided Frank should be on the song?
Yeah, I decided Frank.
Okay,
should
when
be
was
on the
Reese?
song.
Like, did she find out after that? Nafakamo Frank,
No, we was together actually. Yeah, we was
okay,
together.
okay.
She was like, the thing was that she was outside in the car. Yeah, so I was in the studio, and Frank was also inside. So when I saw Frank pull up, I was like, yo, YG, I've been meaning to work with you too, and I feel like this is the project. Because Frank's also like a diverse artist. He's like, you know, he does like pretty different kinds of sounds. So it's like, it's outstanding, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just want to work with my fellow young artists, you know, put our stuff out there and just like show these people like, hey, Zambian music is still rolling and we're taking it that side. You know what I mean? We're taking it internationally, for sure, for sure.
Okay, so who comes up with the concept of the song? Was it you?
I did.
Yeah?
So I wrote the entire song to where it goes, it's all love over here. Yeah, and then Frank pulls up the high man and he does his verse, then puts that spiritual backing at the end. That was wild.
Yeah.
Yo. And I'm like, yo. Reese walked there. I went outside and I called Reese. I was like, yo, come check this out.
Yeah.
So she only heard my song. She only heard my part till she heard Franco's part. And she was like, no.
It's done.
It's done. This song is fire.
Yeah.
And we just did it. You know what I mean? The chemistry was on point. The vibes were on point. I was just like, this is the project. I love it when I'm making a song and everybody is happy and we're all in our best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Best emotional states and just want to create, you know what I mean? I love that. For me, when I see that, I'd be like, this is the song.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now there's a dance challenge. Like, are you
hey, I'm jumping on it.
We're gonna see Zayn like busting moves and doing everything.
Trust me, you're gonna see me on that. And I haven't shot it yet, but I will shoot it.
You're gonna shoot the dance challenge?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Definitely looking forward to that. But quickly as we get to wrap up, you're talking about now knowing, you know, your sound and finding yourself as an artist, because there's a lot of discovering that goes into being a young, up-and-coming artist. Yeah. So right now, in terms of consistency when it comes to your own projects, where is Zayn? And because right now you're talking to your fans. Yeah. So
hey, right now I'm not in the picture. I haven't been cap. Right now, right now I'm not in the picture, but I'm ready. And I'm just putting, you know, together a few stuff.
Yeah.
Once that stuff is ready, I'ma just like start putting out my music. So BIG was just like, you know, a test out, just like an intro of, you know, 2025, what they should expect, what type of sound. You know, I really like experimenting on sound, and I feel like that's what's taken me this long, like, you know, because every time I'm in the studio, I make a banger. Every time I'm in the studio, I make a banger. So when I play for my managers, and they be like, no, sometimes they don't even know which song to pick. Like, it's like that. Like, and I be like, what? But I'm good. I'm like, let's put that on an album. They be like, hey,
let's put out an album.
Yeah, they be like, wait, calm down. And I be like, okay, chill. So right now, trust me, it's about to be a good year. 2025, 2026, trust me, it's definitely mine. That's my...
Okay, I'm going to be patient with the process. Last year, you did this thing where you put out a song and you said, hey, I didn't even get permission from the label, but let's do... If the label doesn't authorize, are we going to get more songs like that? Hey. Just in case.
As I said earlier, I'm at a point where I want to put out music. Like, I want to put it out for my fans to just, like, you know, get satisfied. Because it's been a while since I've just, like, put out good music for them. The last song I put out was a very personal song. I won't lie. I was going through a lot, like, as a guy, like, I was just going through so much, and I knew I wasn't the only person that was going through that, so I just felt like, hey, this song has to be put out right now, because the way I'm feeling right now, trust me, there's so many guys out there facing this stuff, and most of them are killing themselves, most of them are just ending up in a lot of, like, unwanted stuff that shouldn't be getting into, you know what I mean? So I felt like, hey, let me drop this song because it's the right time, the right moment. And I did it. I did it. I was like, nah, I'm going to do it with or without approval because I knew if I was going to get it approved.
How many times are you getting in trouble at the label? Because this drops.
It's wild. Trust me, it's wild. They don't call me a bad boy for nothing.
They don't call you like, hey, bad boy Zain. That's what it is. But you know what, Zain? Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'm so excited for what you're going to put on.
Appreciate you for having me.
I like the fact that you're being vulnerable and talking about how you're dealing with certain things. There's a lot of young people, not just artists, but there's a lot of young people, maybe around your age, that are trying to figure a lot of things out in life. And life happens to everybody, and I love the fact that you're patient with the process. Like, just keep being patient with the process. You know, like you said, when your time comes, at the time you're gonna be ready.
You know it.
There's a lot that happens in the waiting. It's gonna make sense in future. But you know what? We can't end the show, and I have one of the best vocalists in the country without ending on some vocals. So Zain is gonna cue us.
It's gonna cue us. My voice is, I don't know. Like,
it's not. My artist name is Machairo. I'm come back. My voice is not okay, but it was up on your what do you call them? Marans. But you know what to do? Chime in on social media, Power TV Zambia, Facebook, Instagram, and on X. Zain was my guest on today's episode. He currently does have a new single out, and it does have DJ Reese and Frank Rowe on it. Go and stream it and support Zambian music. Zain, take it away.
In fact, it goes a little bit like this. I'm in the club. Wait. How does it go again? You're about to make me forget my name.
No, you can't forget. I just do that a lot. So
I'm in the club chilling VIP. On the side I got 3 RC. One's rocking red cheer BBV. Yeah. But you got me locked in, baby, look at me. I'm the most stressed looking B.I.G. I got money in my pocket, baby, come and see. Yeah. Izinketsheni linazo sizanga.
Mate Sibambela.
I don't got to give, I'm a bad man, baby. But I'm an OG with no manners. But if you need a real man, I can balance it. Give you all your wants and needs, cause I'm VIP. No my fella. Pansa pamba fusono chikwela. Chaka ni changa so mbwela. Dine nili koso vanifela.
Zain, thank you so much for stopping by. Muchimunzi.
Muchimunzi ni zies.